Good evening and welcome back to Science for Sleep. Tonight we are exploring something that lives inside you. Something microscopic. Something that quietly influences your mood, your cravings, your emotions, and perhaps even the choices you make in life. Trillions of living organisms are inside your body right now. They are not parasites. They are not invaders. In fact, without them, human life would be impossible. These organisms form what scientists call the human microbiome, and the largest community of them lives in your digestive system. Your gut. Inside your intestines are roughly 40 trillion bacteria. That number is astonishing. It is roughly equal to the number of human cells in your entire body. In other words, you are not just a human being. You are an entire ecosystem. A living collaboration between your own cells and a vast microbial world that has evolved with you for millions of years. But the most surprising discovery scientists have made in the past 20 years is this. These gut bacteria do not just help digest food. They communicate with your brain. Constantly. This connection is known as the gut-brain axis. And it may influence how you feel, how you think, and possibly even the decisions you make every day. Tonight we will explore the science behind that idea. We will talk about the biology of the microbiome, the chemical signals that travel between the gut and the brain, how bacteria can influence mood and behavior, and the fascinating theories suggesting that microscopic organisms inside your body might shape your preferences, your impulses, and even your long-term decisions. Some of these ideas are firmly grounded in scientific research. Others remain controversial, but together they reveal something extraordinary about the hidden partnership between your brain and the microbial life inside you. So take a slow breath. Allow your body to relax. Let your thoughts drift gently as we begin. For most of human history, bacteria were associated with disease. The discovery of harmful microbes in the 19th century transformed medicine. Scientists learned that bacteria could cause infections such as tuberculosis, cholera, and plague. Naturally, people began to think of bacteria primarily as enemies. But over time, researchers began discovering a more complicated truth. Not all bacteria are harmful. In fact, many bacteria are essential for life. Your digestive system cannot break down certain complex carbohydrates without help from microbial enzymes. Some gut bacteria produce vitamins your body cannot synthesize on its own. Others help train the immune system, teaching it how to distinguish harmful invaders from harmless substances. In many ways, the microbiome behaves like a hidden organ, an invisible system working alongside the liver, kidneys, and brain. But the discovery that truly surprised scientists came when researchers began studying how gut bacteria influence the nervous system. Because the gut is not simply a digestive tube. It contains its own neural network. This network is called the enteric nervous system. It contains more than 100 million neurons embedded within the walls of the digestive tract. That is more neurons than are found in the spinal cord. These neurons regulate digestion, control muscle contractions, and monitor the chemical environment of the gut. But they also communicate with the brain through the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is one of the longest nerves in the human body. It runs from the brainstem down into the chest and abdomen, connecting the brain to organs including the heart, lungs, and digestive system. Signals travel along this nerve in both directions. The brain sends instructions to the gut, and the gut sends information back to the brain. This two-way communication forms a major part of the gut-brain axis. But bacteria add another layer to this communication system. Gut microbes produce a wide range of chemical compounds. Some of these compounds are neurotransmitters or molecules closely related to neurotransmitters. For example, certain gut bacteria produce serotonin, a chemical that plays a key role in mood regulation. In fact, about 90% of the serotonin in the human body is produced in the gut. Other microbes produce dopamine, a molecule involved in motivation and reward. Some produce gamma-aminobutyric acid, often called GABA, which helps regulate anxiety and calm neural activity. These chemicals can influence the nervous system in several ways. Some act locally within the gut. Others interact with immune cells. Still others send signals through the vagus nerve to the brain. The result is a complex network of biochemical communication between microbes and neurons. Researchers studying animals have demonstrated remarkable examples of this interaction. In one experiment, scientists raised mice in sterile environments where they had no gut bacteria at all. These mice, known as germ-free mice, showed unusual behavior. They were more anxious. They reacted differently to stress. And their brain chemistry differed from normal mice. When researchers introduced certain bacterial species into their digestive systems, the animals' behavior changed. Their stress responses improved. Their brain chemistry began to resemble that of normal mice. Other experiments have shown that transferring gut bacteria from one animal to another can sometimes transfer behavioral traits. For example, gut microbes from anxious mice can make previously calm mice behave more anxiously. Microbes from more relaxed animals can have the opposite effect. These findings suggest that gut bacteria can influence neural circuits involved in emotion. But what about humans? Human behavior is vastly more complex than mouse behavior. We are shaped by culture, experience, memory, and conscious thought. Still, studies in humans have begun to reveal intriguing connections. People with certain mood disorders sometimes show differences in their gut microbiome. Some small clinical trials have tested whether probiotics, beneficial bacteria, can influence mood. In a few cases, participants reported reduced anxiety or improved emotional well-being. But the results are still preliminary. Scientists are careful not to overstate these findings. The microbiome is incredibly complex. Thousands of bacterial species interact with each other and with the human body. Understanding this ecosystem is one of the great challenges of modern biology. But one thing is becoming clear. The brain does not operate in isolation. It constantly receives signals from the body. Hormones, immune molecules, metabolic signals, and microbial chemicals all contribute to the internal environment in which the brain functions. Your thoughts may feel independent, but your brain is always responding to the conditions inside your body. And those conditions are influenced in part by the microbial life inside your gut. As you begin to drift towards sleep tonight, your body continues performing countless silent processes. Your digestive system moves food through the intestines. Your gut microbes break down nutrients. They produce vitamins, metabolites, and signaling molecules. Some of those signals travel through nerves and blood vessels toward the brain. Meanwhile, your brain enters the slow rhythms of sleep. Memories are replayed. Emotions are processed. Neural connections strengthen or weaken. All while trillions of microscopic organisms continue their quiet work inside you. An entire invisible world operating within your body. A partnership between human and microbe that has evolved over millions of years. And as science continues to explore this hidden ecosystem, we are beginning to understand something remarkable. The decisions you make, the moods you feel, and the cravings you experience may not come from your brain alone. They may emerge from a conversation between your mind, your body, and the microscopic universe living within you. So as your thoughts grow slower and your breathing becomes calm, you can simply rest, knowing that even while you sleep, your brain and your microbiome continue their quiet dialogue through the night. Good night.